Hello everyone. Today I wanted to talk about friends. Friends that we have throughout our lives, and just the different experiences we have at different age groups with the types of friends we have. And I wanted to begin with, the saying that goes, your best friends are the ones you went to school with. And that's so true for me anyway. I had such a wonderful time as a young person with my friends. I was carefree, didn't have to worry about any responsibilities. And my job was just to enjoy myself with my friends. And it was such a wonderful time. It was a time where you could just be yourself as a child and not have to worry about the problems that life brings you. And for me, that is such a special time. And then you start school, you get into the different age groups of school. And for me, again, all of my schools I went to, they were wonderful, absolutely wonderful from the age of 5 onwards. I loved education. I loved just being with my friends in class as well. It was such a wonderful experience. We had a good laugh, and I was a bit naughty. I used to be a chatterbox, but we all had a good laugh, and again, it was sort of a time when you didn't have to worry about anything, and everything was sort of, catered for you. And again, I think as I grew up, my high school friends were probably, my best friends from my childhood. And then people go on to college or university, and there you bond with a different set of friends. And I think for me, I was actually a mature student when I went to university. So even though there's a bit of a difference in the age group, I still actually bonded with my college and university friends, and again, it was a good relationship, and I really enjoyed it. And then we move on to work, and we again have a different set of friends. And work was a bit challenging, I think, for me, because I'm around all sorts of personalities. And, sometimes there's people that actually want to do the job, and there's others that don't want to do any work, or are constantly, causing problems. And also I did find that sometimes people are a bit jealous of you as well. If you want to do a good job, they're resentful of that because you're a shining light and a beacon. And it's like you're clouding their presence with your brightness. So I was also quite into justice, and if something happened that wasn't right, I would speak up about it, and people didn't like that. They didn't want me bringing up issues that were happening. They just wanted to pretend that nothing was happening. But I do feel that, if you don't recognize a problem, or if something is going on, perhaps somebody is going through a difficult situation, it's very important to bring that issue up, because if you don't, it's not going to get dealt with. And if it's not dealt with, it will continue. Somebody could continue suffering. And so I never regretted bringing up the issues that I did bring up. And I was quite unpopular for that, and I lost work because of that as well. But I tend to sort of, be in a situation where I feel I can support and be supported. And, I did support others, but I didn't really feel I was supported because I used to speak up, because I had a voice. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's important. I'm not somebody who can work in a situation where perhaps somebody's suffering or somebody's going through a difficult time. It has to be a harmonious situation for me. And I gained a lot of friends because of that as well. My peers, they all were very appreciative that I would stick up for them, I would look after them. They had somebody they could turn to. So, it brought its own benefits as well. And then people, they get married, they have children. So you enter into a different set of relationships with other families who have children, perhaps, or if people who are childless, they have their associations as well. And sometimes people socialize as couples, sometimes as single people. Sorry, the lady might go out and join her friends for an evening, and the gentleman might also do that with his. And I think it all depends. It depends on the relationship you're in. Is your partner a friend to you? Are they allowing you that freedom to be able to have a night out with your friends? And I think that's important as well, because sometimes I think if you, when you're living with somebody, it's really hard to keep the peace continuously. You do bicker, you do get into arguments, and kind of taking a bit of a breather gives you some space to kind of do something different and then come back to a situation where you're feeling refreshed, and so that you can build a deeper relationship. I mean, I don't think it's easy to live with anyone, actually, either an adult or children. It's all the same, because I find people can be quite demanding, and you sometimes feel you have to compromise, and you're not completely left to your own devices of knowing what to do, because you have to take into account that there's others there that you're going to be doing things with or not. So I think it all depends on the situation, but I think the most important thing is the person that you are with. Are they your friend? Do they support you, or are they just critical all the time? And I think that's another situation where you have to be careful, make sure that your needs are met, and also that you are also meeting other people's needs, but also in a balanced way, so that you're not taken advantage of, or vice versa. And then there's also the age group of the elderly, and I do find that generally the elderly like their own company, because they're very experienced in life, and they have stories of their lifetime to share, which are very precious. And I do find that I don't think we take the elderly seriously these days. I feel that they're not that appreciated. And that's across cultures, even cultures that look after their parents. I do find that, I think it's important to kind of get the wisdom from elderly people, because they have so much to tell you, where you could learn about life. And then you do get some people that are quite irritating as well. I can understand that. But I think we all age. We're all going to get to that stage in our lives where we're going to be like that. Nobody's perfect. And sometimes it is, difficult to deal with somebody who is difficult as an elderly person. So it works both ways, I think. You just have, I think if there's love in the relationship, if you set the example to always do the right thing, be loving towards people, then I think, there's less chance of them continuing to be difficult. But then, I mean, that's not foolproof. Sometimes there's people that, will continuously give you a difficult time, and perhaps that's the time you need to sort of move on and put yourself in a situation where you feel safe, where you feel honored, and you're not constantly being ground down by somebody's daily criticism. So I think, again, you have to sort of see things in a balanced situation, and see if you're sort of surrounded by people who are behaving in a friendly manner to you, or are they just using you, or abusing you. So I think it's very important to be not only healthy by eating healthy things, but having a healthy mind, healthy spirit. So you feel confident to be able to speak out and say what you need to say, and you don't feel all the time that you have to withhold what you're saying. So I just I just wanted to finish off just by saying that I recently had to cut off a couple of my friends because I just felt that one of my friends is a constant talker, and I just didn't really feel, that there was a real friendship there, because sometimes I think people get too much in your business, and I really don't like that. And they think it's okay, or they think it's okay to be, critical, and critical to a point where, they should be there for you. And then another friend of mine, she only wants to be there when I'm going to be paying for everything. So that's not great. So I decided to let that go. Anyway, hello. So I just wanted to say the point of this video is that you have to determine whether you have friends that are friends to you, or are they somebody that's just lagging along, and are you sort of being with them for company? Because if somebody is being negative towards you, they're not really looking after you, and you're suffering in that situation. And it's time to, I would say, cut the ties there, because it's important to have friends that are supportive. And you don't need friends who are judgmental, telling you what to do all the time, and critical. So what I've done is I've actually made another video that's going to come after this video, and it just points out some signs to look for in your friends, to see if they are being a good friend to you or not. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time. Thank you. Bye.